Welcome to Skytech-Lens. America is facing economic uncertainty, and trust is fading. International travelers are looking elsewhere for stability and value. Destinations in Europe and Asia are rising, offering what America seems to lack: competitive prices and genuine hospitality. The global travel map is shifting, with new tourism hubs emerging. In 2025, 6 major international airlines are pulling away from the US, signaling a seismic shift in global travel. This is a clear sign of a new global travel order where America is no longer the default destination. Play Airlines once made headlines by offering $99 flights from Reykjavik to Boston, a deal that seemed almost too good to be true. For many, it was the ticket to adventure, a chance to cross the Atlantic without breaking the bank. The airline quickly became a favorite among budget-conscious travelers, students and families eager to explore new horizons. These affordable flights opened up America to Nordic travelers in a way that had never been possible before. Suddenly, a weekend getaway to the US was within reach for thousands of Icelanders and other Nordic residents. The connection brought a vibrant energy to the East Coast, especially in cities like Boston. Local businesses thrived as new visitors filled hotels, restaurants and shops, eager to experience American culture firsthand. But in early 2025, everything changed. Play Airlines suddenly vanished from US skies, leaving countless travelers stranded and their plans in disarray. The abrupt disappearance sent shockwaves through the travel community. The empty check-in counters and disappointed faces at airports told a story of dreams deferred. But Play's withdrawal wasn't just about one airline. It pointed to deeper, systemic issues that were making the US less attractive to international visitors. The US visa process had become a major barrier. Travelers faced months-long waits for appointments, confusing paperwork, and the looming threat of arbitrary rejections. For many, the hassle simply wasn't worth it. On top of that, the high cost of healthcare in the US was a constant worry. Stories of tourists facing astronomical bills for minor emergencies spread quickly, making many think twice before booking a trip. The disappearance of Play Airlines was more than just a business failure. It was a symptom of a larger problem. The US was becoming known as a destination that was expensive, complicated, and risky. From overpriced meals to endless forms and unpredictable rules, America's reputation among travelers began to shift. What was once seen as a land of opportunity now felt like a maze of obstacles. As a result, Nordic travelers started looking elsewhere. European destinations, with their welcoming policies and affordable healthcare, became the new favorites for those seeking adventure and cultural exchange. The once busy Play Airlines counters now stood empty, silent reminders of a time when travel between Iceland and America was easy and exciting. The vibrant exchange of culture, ideas, and tourism that once flowed freely between the US and the Nordic countries was abruptly severed, leaving both sides poorer for it. America, once the easy, accessible dream for so many, now seemed distant and out of reach, a stark reminder of how quickly the world of travel can change. Singapore Airlines, a gold standard of air travel, has long been synonymous with luxury, efficiency, and impeccable service. Known for its iconic flight attendants and state-of-the-art aircraft, the airline has set benchmarks in the aviation industry. However, in 2025 the airline began trimming its US network, a move that surprised many frequent flyers and industry experts alike. This decision marked a significant shift in the airline's strategy. The airline's decision was driven by rising landing fees and deteriorating airport conditions. US airports, once seen as gateways to the world, were becoming increasingly expensive and less efficient. The premium experience in the air was undermined by the chaos on the ground. Long security lines, frequent delays, and overcrowded terminals made the travel experience stressful and unpredictable. US airports became crowded and chaotic, a stark contrast to Singapore's Changi Airport, which is renowned for its tranquility, efficiency, and world-class amenities. The disparity in airport experiences was becoming too glaring to ignore. High-value travelers, who once preferred the convenience of US hubs, started looking for alternatives. Destinations like Vancouver and Tokyo, with their modern facilities and efficient operations, became more attractive. The retreat of Singapore Airlines was a profound loss, signaling that the US was no longer a top-tier destination for premium international travel. Business travelers in particular felt the impact as they sought reliable and comfortable alternatives. The fading orchid on the tarmac was a quiet indictment of the strained ties between Southeast Asia and America. It symbolized a broader shift in global travel patterns and the challenges facing the US aviation industry. The US-Canada relationship, once seamless, faced a shift in 2025. Air Canada and WestJet reduced US services by over 40%. Canadians felt uneasy about safety and rising costs in the US. The weakening Canadian dollar made US travel expensive. Healthcare costs in the US were a significant concern. The snowbird phenomenon waned as Canadians chose domestic or alternative destinations. The airlines followed their customers, redeploying aircraft to more profitable routes. The slashing of flights was a sign of eroding trust and growing psychological distance. Diana, a symbol of Japanese reliability, began reducing US flights in 2025. The pullback was subtle but significant, affecting routes to major US cities. Japanese travelers faced frustration and confusion with canceled flights. The chaos of US airports clashed with Japanese values of order and efficiency. Rising costs and unpredictability made the US less attractive. Japanese travelers chose destinations like Canada and Australia, offering stability and respect. Anna's retreat represented the erosion of trust between Japan and the US. The thinning bridge across the Pacific was a clear signal of America's fading allure. Sir Air France, an ambassador of French culture, reduced US flights by 46% in 2025. Safety concerns and visa rejections fueled French unease. The high cost of US travel deterred French tourists. A warning spread: avoid the United States. Air France's decision reflected a national sentiment of frustration and financial reality. The French chose destinations in Asia and Europe over the US. The narrowed transatlantic bridge was a casualty of America's tarnished image. Lufthansa, a symbol of German reliability, announced a strategic withdrawal from key US routes in 2025. Economic uncertainty and rising costs made the US market less appealing. Social instability in the US alarmed German travelers. Lufthansa pivoted towards Asia, seeking growth and stability. The decision marked a vote of no confidence in the American market. German travelers felt the end of an era as the relationship with the US changed. The strategic withdrawal was a sign of a world realigning, with Germany looking eastward. The departure of these airlines is more than just a business decision. It's a unified message echoing from every corner of the globe. When major carriers pull out, it's not just about routes or profits. It's a signal that something fundamental has shifted in the way the world views travel to the United States. Once the US was seen as the ultimate destination, a place where dreams took flight and opportunities awaited. But now, that perception is fading, replaced by uncertainty and hesitation. The empty terminals and silent lounges tell a story of lost allure and diminishing appeal. Systemic issues ranging from complex safety protocols and ever-increasing bureaucracy to soaring costs are eroding the trust that travelers once placed in the American travel experience. Frustration grows as travelers face endless paperwork, long waits, and unexpected expenses. Empty gates and canceled flights are more than logistical problems. They are powerful symbols of missed opportunities, both for travelers and for the nation itself. Each vacant seat represents a story that will never be written, a connection that will never be made. As airports in Asia and Europe buzz with activity, the contrast is stark. We are becoming isolated, not by force but by choice, as travelers and airlines look elsewhere for opportunity and adventure. Rebuilding trust will not be easy. It demands a hard look at visa policies that deter visitors, healthcare costs that frighten travelers, and infrastructure that lags behind global standards. Only by addressing these challenges can we hope to restore confidence and welcome the world back. The new global travel order is already taking shape. While we hesitate, the world moves forward, planes take off, connections are made, and new centers of travel emerge. The world is not waiting for us to catch up. The silence at empty gates is more than just quiet. It's a profound warning. It's a reminder that the world's attention, and its travelers, can shift elsewhere in the blink of an eye. Now, we stand at a crossroads. We must choose whether to listen to these warnings and take meaningful action, or risk being left behind as the world moves on without us. The future of global travel, and our place in it, depends on the choices we make today. The world is watching, and the next chapter is ours to write. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more updates.